That's how this story begins. Before I take you into the world of a little boy and a girl who had never met but carried the same weight of loneliness, let me ask you, have you ever believed that strangers can enter our lives at the exact moment we need them most? Stay with me till the end, and I promise you'll feel why. And if this story touches your heart, don't forget to like this video and subscribe, because more stories like this are waiting just for you. The city was still waking up when Adam, a single dad, walked hand in hand with his 7-year-old son, Liam. Life hadn't been easy for Adam. His wife had passed away years ago, and since then, it had just been him and Liam against the world. Adam worked odd hours as a mechanic, picking up any shifts he could, but no matter how hard life pressed him, he never let his son feel unloved. Liam was his reason to smile, his reason to keep going. On the other side of the same city, in a glass tower that touched the sky, lived Elena, a young girl only a year older than Liam. She was the daughter of a CEO, Mr. Harrison, a man whose name alone opened doors. But for all his wealth, his home was empty. Elena's mother had been sick for years before passing away, and though her father provided everything money could buy, there was one thing he couldn't give: his time. Elena was shy, withdrawn, and carried a quiet fear in her heart. Her mother had once begun teaching her a second language, Spanish, whispering phrases softly at bedtime before the sickness grew too heavy. But those lessons had ended abruptly when her mother was gone, leaving Elena with a handful of unfinished sentences, like half-built bridges that led nowhere. One afternoon, fate crossed their paths. Adam had taken Liam to a park near the business district, where Elena's nanny had brought her after school. Children were running everywhere, their laughter carrying in the warm air. Liam, bold and curious, noticed Elena sitting quietly by herself on a bench, clutching a book she didn't seem to be reading. He ran over, his messy hair bouncing, and said, "Hi. Do you want to play?" Elena looked up, startled, her big brown eyes filled with a hesitation Liam didn't understand. She wanted to say yes, but the words caught in her throat. That's when Liam noticed the book in her lap. Its cover read, Mi Primer Español. His eyes widened. His mom, before she passed, had also spoken Spanish with him, and though he only remembered bits and pieces, he still carried some of those words in his heart. Without thinking twice, Liam pointed at the book and whispered, "¿Quieres jugar?" "Do you want to play?" For Elena, it was like the world paused. Those were the exact words her mother had been teaching her when the lessons had stopped. Tears welled in her eyes, not from sadness this time, but from the shock of hearing a stranger's voice complete what her mother never got to finish. She whispered back, her voice trembling, "See," and for the first time in a long while, Elena stood up and joined another child. From that day, their lives intertwined. Elena began smiling again, laughing in the way children should, while Liam, always cheerful, felt proud to have a new friend. But the bigger story wasn't just about the children, it was about the fathers who were drawn together by them. Mr. Harrison had noticed his daughter changing. One evening, he arrived home earlier than usual, finding Elena humming a Spanish rhyme at the dinner table, her cheeks glowing with joy. Curious, he asked, "Where did you learn that?" She spoke about Liam, the boy from the park who talked like mommy used to. For the first time in years, Harrison's heart softened. He wanted to meet this boy. Their meeting wasn't simple. A CEO in a sharp suit standing before a mechanic in worn-out jeans was a sight that could have been full of judgment, but when Harrison saw the love Adam had for his son, and when Adam saw the way Harrison's daughter clung to Liam's words, something greater than pride existed between them. Still, challenges weren't absent. Harrison, though wealthy, didn't know how to fill the emotional emptiness in his daughter's life. Adam, though loving, worried that he could never provide the opportunities Elena was used to. Both men stood at crossroads, one with money but loneliness, the other with love but struggle. But through the friendship of their children, they began to bridge that divide. Elena asked one day if she could visit Liam's small home. Harrison hesitated at first, but finally agreed. That evening changed everything. Elena sat at the dinner table in Adam's modest kitchen, eating a simple bowl of pasta, and for the first time in her life, she felt warmth around her. No fancy chandeliers, no silent dining rooms, just laughter, silly jokes from Liam, and Adam treating her like his own. She whispered later that night to her father, "Daddy, I want dinners like that." The words pierced Harrison's heart. For all his achievements, he realized he had failed at the one role that mattered most. That very night, he called Adam and said, "Teach me. Not about Spanish, not about school, but about how to be the father she needs." Adam didn't laugh or dismiss him. He nodded quietly and said, "It's not about what you give them. It's about being there when they look up." Weeks turned into months, and the families began to grow close. Harrison started coming home earlier, sometimes joining Adam and Liam for simple picnics in the park. Elena slowly